that the Sabbath wasn't given to Gentiles. Well, guess what? When God spoke the 10 Commandments, he was speaking to both the Israelites as well as the Gentiles. Now, prior to God delivering the Gentiles and the Israelites from Egypt, he lays down the foundation for an adoption process to take place. What do I mean by that? He lays down a process for an adoption to take place. And the Lord said unto Moses, who said? The Lord is saying this. So the Lord is laying down this foundation of this adoption, and we'll see that in a minute. And here is the exception. Remember, a foreigner can't eat it. A stranger can't eat it. Foreigner means Gentile. Stranger means Gentile. Can't eat it. And I'm going to say Gentile. And when a Gentile shall journey with thee, and will keep the Passover of the Lord, and will keep the Passover of the Lord, meaning he desires to keep it. He wants to keep it. He wants to be a part of it. And when a stranger shall sojourn with you or journey with you and will keep the Passover, this is what he must do. Let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it. So it's first telling us that the stranger can't eat it. The foreigner can't eat it. Why? Let's keep reading, because this text is going to really tell us. I don't even have to explain it. You just have to read it for yourself. But once he is circumcised and he comes near and keep it, God says this. Remember, this is the Lord talking to Moses and Aaron. And he says, and God sees him, and he shall be as one that is born in the land. That is adoption. That, that grafting in that we talk about in the New Testament with the Gentiles being grafted into the Jewish culture, into the family of Israel, the spiritual Jews. They're being grafted in. They're being adopted in. It didn't start in the New Testament. And this is what individuals like Corey Minor, Alan Parr refuse to accept. This said, God says, and they shall be as one, and he shall be as one born in the land. For, here's the answer to that other question I asked, for no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. No uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. But if he wants to participate, he needs to be circumcised. But remember, this is the ordinance of the Passover. I wish I could get into it deeper, because all the texts where the people are coming in the New Testament and they're telling the new believers that you got to be circumcised, when the text tells us that the blotting out of the handwriting of ordinances of the things that was against us was nailed to the cross, the ordinances of Passover, one of those requirements of Passover was that you need to be circumcised, is no longer valid after the cross. So when you go to Galatians 2, 3, 4, 5, you'll see the commonality of the topic being presented is circumcision. Paul is trying to get these people to understand that you don't need to be circumcised. What is circumcision? He said, God is saying, let all his males be circumcised. But understand this. When a man cuts off the foreskin of his penis, it don't grow back. It don't grow back. When a man is circumcised, he cuts off the foreskin of his penis, it don't grow back. So when he does this, he can come and he can keep the Passover according to what the Lord said. But it's not just that one time. It's for the rest of his life. He's circumcised for the rest of his life. But it says that he shall be as one born in the land. But guess what? If God sees him as one born in the land, that Gentile is no longer identified as a Gentile. Shout out to my homeboy at Global Impact. a man is circumcised, his foreskin on his penis don't grow back. So once God sees him as one that is born in the land, he's no longer a stranger. He's no longer a Gentile. He is an Israelite. Now, this next verse says this. We talk about God making covenants or law requirements with the Gentiles. The next verse says this. One law. And if I look up that word law, it's going to connect to Torah. One law shall be to him that is homeborn. Well, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? That stranger that's in the verse above that wants to keep the Passover, that has all his males circumcised, and now he can keep the Passover, and God sees him as a homeborn, one born in the land. He's not identified as a Gentile anymore. So guess what? One law shall be to him that is homeborn. Guess who's considered homeborn? That man that used to be a Gentile. His foreskin on his penis ain't growing back. But there were individuals, strangers, Gentiles that were journeying with the children of Israel that did not get circumcised. Guess what? The law required them as well. One law shall be to him that is homeborn, and unto the stranger that sojourneth among you. Let's go and find that one law that applies to both the homeborn and the Gentile. Here is that one law that applies to both the homeborn and the Israelite and the Gentile. To the homeborn, the Israelite, and the Gentile. It says this: remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all the work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor the Gentile that is within thy gates. One law shall be to him that is homeborn, and unto the Gentile that journeys with you. But they don't want to see that. They don't want to see that. So they have this theology that's built on error, namely this theology against the Sabbath, that the Sabbath wasn't given to Gentiles. Well, guess what? When God spoke the 10 Commandments, he was speaking to both the Israelites as well as the Gentiles.